Alright, we finally reached day number 10 of 10 rhythms in 10 days, and I couldn't think of a better way to finish this off than talking about some Tigran Hamasyan. I put out a video last year talking about Tigran's harmonic language, which you can check out here, but I've yet to talk about his rhythms, which tend to be what most people cover when it comes to his music. One of my YouTube subscribers, Ali Tahir, wanted me to cover the ending of the song The Court Jester, specifically this metric modulation that happens, and I think I've got it figured out, though I make no guarantees. I'm going to first break down the rhythm of this section, and then at the end I'll cover the metric modulation. This one is 16th note based at about 132 beats per minute, which is quite quick, and it's one of the reasons this is pretty hard to feel. It basically starts with a big E power chord, and this I'm feeling as coming an 8th note before the downbeat of the next measure. This first hit definitely could be thought of or notated as a downbeat, but it feels like an offbeat that anticipates the next measure to me. I did find a transcription or two online that back this up, though obviously you have to take anything online with a grain of salt. The power chord plays an 8th note before the downbeat of the first measure, which is in 15/16. The chord holds a quarter note into this measure, which leaves 11/16 notes remaining. That gets divided into groups of 2 and 3, and the rest of this whole section also uses these groups of 2 and 3, with the occasional group of 4 in there as well. The 11 remaining notes in this measure are grouped as 3, 2, 2, 2, 2. These groupings get expressed in a couple of different ways, sometimes as just the 8th notes and dotted 8th notes, and sometimes with more 16th notes. Next there's a bar of 5/8 and 7/8. The 5/8 is grouped as 3-3-2-2, and the 7/8 is grouped as 3-2-3-2-2-2. Keep in mind these groupings are 16th notes, so they're happening pretty rapidly. From here it goes to 2 bars of 3-4. The first one is divided as 3-3-2-4, and the second as 3-2-3-4. Then it goes to 5/8 and 7/8 again, divided exactly like they were earlier. Finally, there's a bar of 9/16. Here there's a quarter note hit, a dotted 8th note rest, and then the pickup E power chord that starts the pattern all over again. And this whole rhythm is just groups of 2, 3, and 4, but the way they're arranged and the overall speed of it makes this really tricky to count and feel. If I was going to perform this section, I might actually think of these groupings as long and short instead of the actual number values. So 3 would be long, maybe 4 would be extra long, and 2 would be short. Sometimes it's easier to feel this way if things are flying by really quickly. This entire rhythm repeats a bunch of different times, and sometimes there's a melody on top of it, and there's also places where the drums are playing more of a straight backbeat for part of the rhythm, which is really cool. And then there's the metric modulation, which happens at about 4 minutes and 50 seconds. I think I've got this figured out, though I'm not 100% positive, but this is how I'm seeing it anyway. The rhythm I covered earlier continues happening here, but it slows down during the first 3-4 bar, and then it goes back to the original tempo in the 9/16 bar with these 2 snare hits. Now this could just be a random tempo change to a slower tempo, and that kind of thing does happen, and Tigran's not playing to a click, so that would totally work, but that's not usually how he does tempo changes. They're usually based off of something from the original tempo, which would be a metric modulation. What I did was to figure out what the tempo is when it slows down and see how that relates to the original tempo. The original tempo is roughly 132 beats per minute, and the slower tempo is roughly 112 beats per minute. 112 is about 6/7 of 132, meaning that what would normally fit in the space of 6/16 notes is now taking place in the space of 7/16 notes. I watched a couple of videos of this song being performed, and in a few of them the drums play a clearer pulse than is on the record, and that pulse definitely slowed down into this new tempo. So basically it slows down for 4 bars, but it ends up at a tempo that's based off the original tempo. This is very cool, and the tempo change feels really natural because it's related to that original tempo. So there it is, 10 rhythms in 10 days. This was a super fun and crazy series to tackle. If you enjoyed this, let me know, because I might do something similar in the future, but not right away, because that was a ton of work. And as always, if you enjoyed this lesson, subscribe, hit the bell notification, like, comment, share. Till next time, stay proggy.